Hey guys, welcome to Quick Photography Tutorials. Today we are going to work on this sunset over the beach photo. This is a very common set. You have a sunset over the ocean and you want to have some reflection on the wet sand, nice water. So very common situation. Let's try to play a little with that picture. What we are going to do is to start with checking out the exposure of different parts of the picture, so black and white switch, and we see that pretty much entire picture is very dark. So let's start with exposing it a little more. It's fine to at this point to overexpose some parts because we are going to correct them. And let's play a little with shadows. I want to extract the details of this darker parts, and just blacks will give us a little more local contrast. We want to keep the vibe of very late sunset, so there should be a lot of shadows already. Okay, so a little more contrast, because that golden hour pictures has to have a lot of contrast because there's a lot of shadows in such setup. Okay, so it looks much better right now. So let's move back to the color and try to play a little with the water at the beginning, because I want to make this water a little less flat. Right now it's pretty much flat. I want to extract a little reflection, so I'm bumping up significantly whites and highlights, and I can do this because most of the water is pretty much dark, so I'm just extracting these blinks of white colors. Okay, now I want a little more punchy reflection. That's a very important part of this picture, so I'm trying to add a little more contrast here and much more white. I want this to be actually the reflection of this sun in this upper part. So playing with highlights with these switches, shadows. Okay, now let's add a little more texture, because that's front of our picture, clarity and a little more dehaze to have a very nice. Yep, you see it's much better. You have a nice contrast. It's punchy. Okay. Now I want to check the noise of this picture. It was taken with a very old camera and back in 2015, so there is a lot of noise in such picture. So I'm trying to remove it with the luminance and some color, and as you see, it's much better. It's going to be very far in the distance, so we want to have a smooth back of this picture. Okay, so now I'm bumping up the exposure with the calibration switches, but it went much it's not too saturated, so I'm lowering a little the saturation to find a sweet spot. I want to have it very obvious that we have the sunset and nice colors, but I don't want to go too much. Okay. So final touches on the sky. What I don't like is that some part of the sky is grayish, and I want them to actually be a little more either darker or lighter. I don't want most of the sky to be just flat gray, so I'm correcting that. It's a little better. Okay, let's check once again the water, give a little more saturation maybe here. This is a part where I'm playing with that to try little experiments. And I also encourage you guys to experiment. So what I wanted to do is to just extract some additional blinks of light. So as you see, I'm selecting this lighter part and want to have this Also this yellowish reflection, but this doesn't look good, so I'm just removing that. So as you see, try to experiment, but if you don't like the results, just revert it. Okay, so some touches on the contrast, clarity. We're almost there. I'm just tweaking some minor things. And now I want to correct a little the composition of the picture. As you see, I want the shore line of shore to be to end in 1/3, and also the line of water to divide in 1/3. It doesn't have to be precise. You need to have this as a guideline, but here it is. I like it much better. Little vignette, mostly because we took this picture with a wide angle, so wide angle makes sense to add a vignette. Okay, looks good. It looks good, so I think that's it.